Hello, everybody, and welcome to an extra special Halloween episode of the Idiocyinmono podcast.
Joe, are you drunk?
What?
You've been slamming
No.
too much of that Advocar.
What do you mean? It's the Halloween special, right?
No, but buddy.
It was August. Like we did a podcast in August. Is that not?
But what?
Joe, it's Christmas.
It's Christmas
It's Christmas.
already, but it's been months. We can't have missed 4 months of podcasts. What are you talking about?
Happy Christmas 2019.
We're recording this ahead of time, so it'll definitely be out. Merry Christmas, everyone, and welcome to the Idiocyinmono
Happy
Christmas
holidays.
special.
Happy Hanukkah.
Happy Hanukkah.
Merry Kwanzaa.
Merry Kwanzaa. Oh, I don't know if you can say that.
Can I say Kwanzaa? Am I allowed to do?
I don't know.
Right.
I honestly don't know. Maybe
Uh,
we should.
2
I
minutes
don't think
in, I'm
anyone
already
actually knows what
demonetised.
Kwanzaa is except for the people who celebrate it.
Yeah, I have no idea what Kwanzaa is at all. Anyway,
Well,
it's
it's
the Christmas special, which means we're going to be talking about Christmassy things, such as Christmas and Christmas. So if you're not interested in those things, tough. That's what you're getting. Okay. We're trying to be vaguely
go away.
seasonal here. So, Fraser, it's Christmas. What do you have to talk about?
Nothing much. I do practically nothing over Christmas except for the typical Christmassy things. Just eat a lot of food and receive things.
You don't have any, like, traditions or anything?
No, not really. It's like, we were talking about this the other week, actually, because you were asking, like, oh, do you have, like, a Christmas movie? And thinking about it, no, we don't.
What? Do you have any? Do you do any Christian-y kind of things? Because you're a Christian.
He's a dirty Christian.
We do Christingle and occasionally do a midnight mass. I guess that counts as a tradition.
You gotta love getting a candle and shoving it deep inside an orange with some dolly mixture
Yep.
on cocktail
You can't
sticks.
forget the dolly mix.
Whatever that is.
Dolly mix
And
and
then-
a raisin.
A raisin too.
The raisin
we
represents
in our
Jesus.
church we have a bundle of sultanas and then a dolly mix to top it.
Wow. Jesus is the sultana.
Our sins is the dolly mix.
At the Last Supper, Jesus picked up a sultana and said, "This is my sin." So you don't do anything special. You just do the normal boring things.
I mean, we wake up, we open
'Cause
up
you are
presents,
a normal, boring man.
we watch TV, we eat food. We don't eat like the typical Christmassy food where it's like basically a roast dinner, but just shitloads of it and like way too much turkey. We've grown out of that, I think, because we used to do that, and now we just.
What kind of meat do you have?
It changes per year. I think this year we're doing something like beef and duck. There is a turkey involved somewhere.
Jesus, dude.
That's 3 different meats.
3 different meats, including, of course, the pigs and blankets.
Pigs and blankets are.
For our starters,
Yes.
we'll have what's it called, gravlax, this year.
We just lost all our vegetarian viewers.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry for singling you out to insult you, but you suck, vegetarian. You know what? We may only get 30 views, but I don't want you here. You're not welcome.
I mean, I respect your lifestyle, vegetarian viewers, but
I don't.
honestly, I love poultry too much.
I'm kidding. Rob, do you have any like traditions? Seeing as Fraser's a boring man.
Yeah, go for it, Rob.
On Christmas Eve, we have Chinese takeaway.
Oh,
that
nice.
is
Oriental.
Yeah.
It's very cultural.
That's about it, really. I'm about as boring as Fraser, but slightly more cultured.
You don't
I
have,
mean,
like,
it's
a
like-
special ornament you put on the tree every year. You don't have, you go
Oh,
out
yeah,
every
we-
Christmas Day for a walk or something, and nothing like that.
We have
No, the walk is reserved for New Year's Day.
Is it? Do you
Yeah.
have a New Year's Day walk?
Yeah, and that's usually the day where all of the extended people from my extended people from my mum's side come by and say hi from like, I don't know, Chester-ish.
What, on New Year's Day?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's
My extended family day is always like the 26th and the 27th. Like people come down.
because we typically flip grandparents per year, so it'll be like my grandparents on my dad's side for Christmas Day.
I only care about you this year, Granddad.
And then like on and then my grandparents on my mum's side on Boxing Day, and then we'll flip it around, so it'll be like the opposite way around the next year. And that way we have good equal distribution. But other than that, it's like, what else is there to say? We still eat the same amount of food.
Don't know. I mean, we've had this conversation before, but there's definitely no like Christmas film you two watch every year.
We used to watch Pirates of the Caribbean.
It's so odd.
We used to watch Pirates of the Caribbean and get the Chinese takeaway.
To be fair, they did show that. They did show that on quite a few Christmas days. I remember watching Dead Man's Chest on Boxing Day.
Yeah, it's just a film.
I watch the Muppets Christmas Carol every year. That's my thing. That's my Christmas movie that I always watch.
Joe, I've already told you, Gonzo makes me uncomfortable.
Why?
Because
why Gonzo?
He's weird.
He's an alien.
He's weird little. But
He's an
Haribo
alien.
nose.
Of course, Luke's weird. It's odd. He's an alien. He's an alien puppet.
Wow, Joe, with the xenophobia over there.
What? No, you're the one who doesn't like him. I like him a lot. He's Charles Dickens.
I don't not like him because he's an alien. I just don't like the way he looks.
Wow, you heard it here first, folks. Rob's guest appearance on White Supremacy next week.
My favourite part about that movie is Robert and Jacob Marley.
We're Marley and Marley. You just did an old man noise. I've fallen and I can't get up.
Great, now we've alienated all the old people in our audience.
Joe, as the more exciting and diverse person of us, do you have any traditions?
Well, I mean, apart from the Muppets, which I do watch every year and have for like 10 years now or something stupid. We also watch, my dad always likes to watch the Alistair Sim, he's an actor, version of Christmas Carol, which is from like 1956 or something like that.
Oh yeah,
so
that version, yeah.
That's part of my Christmas tradition now, because I've always just, there. We usually go out for a meal on Christmas Eve with like the whole family. That's kind of a thing we do. Not the whole family, obviously, but just like, the main family. We listen to carols with kings and we sing along on Christmas Eve. That's something we do. Because my mum quite likes the carols, so
for New Year's Eve we always watch I forgot is it Jules Holland?
Jules Holland?
His Hootenanny, or whatever it's called.
We put that on, but to be fair, he's getting on a bit. He's not the most charismatic host in the world. Not that we have, much room to talk. I'm sure he could do a better podcast than us, but we're actually in talks right now to replace Fraser with Jules Holland. We'll see how those work out. Watch this space.
When hell freezes over, they're never gonna. I'm too damn important to this show. I'm untouchable. No one can touch this shit.
So Fraser, I can see in your section here on the Google Doc that we use to plan these things. Spoiler alert, this is not completely off the cuff.
What?
In case you somehow thought it was.
Oh my god.
I can see that you wanted to talk about Christmas traditions from around the world.
Yes.
Our Christmas traditions are quite disappointing and involve the Muppets and little else.
Literally anybody else can do a better job than we can.
So, my country that I chose to talk about traditions for.
Mm-hmm.
That you chose to do the PowerPoint presentation on.
Yes. I'll there'll be a link in the description to a PDF file which I produced. It's a full report of Christmas traditions in America. No, the tradition I chose, in America apparently there's a tradition called the Christmas Pickle. Which to me sounds ridiculous and funny, which is the main reason I picked it. So apparently, this whole Christmas pickle thing is, you hide a pickle tied to a string
Right.
on the tree somewhere. And obviously a pickle is the same sort of green as a Christmas tree, so it's pretty hard to see. And you hide it too.
Okay.
And you let all your kids look for the pickle, and the first person to find the pickle gets to open a present first. Like you win the right to first dibs on
to go
presents.
first in the
type thing.
cycle. Yeah.
Yeah. This
Joe,
tradition
before you
is
go on,
what's up?
I have a question. When you open the presents with your family, do you go like one at a time, go like around, or do you all open at the same time?
Basically in my family it's my mum will be there and she'll open one and she'll have a cup of tea, and then she'll open another one and have another cup of tea. Like, it's a very slow affair. Same for my dad. He'll watch people over. My brother as well will just happily sit there drinking his cup of tea and everything. And I've just, meanwhile, if I opened my presents like 50 minutes ago, I'm just bored at this point. I just want to move on with the day, have Christmas dinner.
We basically pick an envoy out of my brother and I, and we just kind of go under the tree, pick up a present, look at the tag, and then toss it at the person. It's just kind of like,
toss me.
It's just kind of like, hey, this one's for you, Dad. Yeet!
Just nail Steve in the face with a present.
With a bottle of whiskey.
Yeah, so this whole pickle thing. Apparently, in the 1880s, Woolworths began selling little ornaments from Germany that were in the shape of like vegetables and fruit.
Right.
And one of these was a pickle.
Okay.
But some enterprising gentleman who probably accidentally, maybe he was a store owner, and instead of writing, "Oh, I'd like 50 of these ornaments," he accidentally wrote, "Oh, I'd like 5,000." So it's a serious, "Oh no, what do I do with this massive amount of stock that I do not need?" He came up with a legend that said, in Germany, the Christmas pickle thing, where you find it and you open the first present, that was a very old tradition stretching back through many, many years of German history, which is complete crap. There's no such tradition at all in Germany. People haven't even heard of it in Germany. But it worked like a charm, and apparently whole swaths of the sort of the middle of America have this Christmas pickle. I mean, I'm not speaking from experience here, having never been to the middle of America.
Having broken into people's houses on Christmas Day, it's just flooded with pickles.
Having walked the entire length of the state of Oregon, smashing down people's doors and fondling their Christmas trees, I can assure you that this is a well-known tradition. Yeah, but apparently some enterprising guy was like, hang on, I can make some money off this. And then he sold a whole bunch of pickles.
Was he Sean Bean?
Pickles coming. Yeah, so I mean, I like it though, honestly. I like the idea of a pickle on your Christmas tree. I think that's pretty funky.
That your story about an enterprising gentleman remind me of how KFC tricked the entirety of Japan into believing that eating KFC on Christmas Day is the American thing to do.
Yeah, I heard that actually. I've heard that story before. Isn't it like Okinawa or something? They're like, the bit where that military base is.
Yeah, they're just
they're super into KFC.
Yeah, there's like KFC merch where it's like a KFC like keyboard and all that type of shit.
Wow. Is it Japan that have the buffets? The KFC buffets? Well, I mean,
most places have buffets, right?
Oh, but it's like specifically for KFC chicken.
It's like what a selection.
In this we have chicken, and then in this we have more chicken, and then Rob, it's like your wet dream, honestly.
I just never leave.
It's like Rob's house every day.
And it flows with KFC gravy, and you're just there like, oh baby.
Yes, instead of a chocolate fountain, they've got like a gravy.
Gravy fountain. No.
As an aside, sorry, I've really got to get this off my chest because I saw this earlier and I was shocked and confused.
Did you eat some KFC gravy and you want to cough it back up?
In America, in some states, I don't know which ones, They call tomato sauce gravy. Somewhere in
That's
America,
sick.
there's the term sauce has become synonymous with gravy. So tomato sauce is a gravy because it is a sauce for them. And that's disgusting to me. There is no category into which tomato sauce and gravy should fall.
Yeah, on the Venn diagram, they are both completely separate.
They're
from
separate
each other.
circles, like 10 feet apart. There's no overlap there. It's sickening.
What the,
And I'll be writing an angry letter to Trump tomorrow.
It's like that's like out of all the letters of complaints he gets, yours is the only one he actually reads, and that's the one which he makes an angry rant about on Twitter, and that's how we get popular.
We got a lot of sauce. We got the best sauce. Well, I don't think this gravy should be sauce.
Wow,
Inspirational. It's like we had special guest Trump.
Look, it made about as much sense as any of his speeches, so I don't think you can really moan at me.
Or his tweets. Like I have trouble.
Oh God,
I have trouble discerning between like the fake ones that people have made up and his actual ones.
It's really hard to
it's
tell
like a game
what's
you
real.
need to play.
Well, when I watched The Last Leg last night, and former Prime Minister candidate Ed Miliband rode in on a motorcycle to give a giant Christmas card to people, then came back on later on as dressed as Santa and gave the comedian Stephen Merchant a giant muppet of himself. I was really wondering what happened to the world at some point. That like I fall asleep and I'm still in some strange dreamscape, or is this actually reality? Anyway, Rob.
Speaking of strange dreamscape, how's Sweden, Rob?
Sweden every year, at the beginning of Advent, they make the gavel goat. Sorry, the gavel goat, which
Come on.
is a giant version of a traditional Swedish Yule goat, made of
a traditional Swedish Yule goat. Ah, yes, one of those.
Made of straw.
So you build a giant straw goat.
Yeah, like huge.
Is it like the Trojan horse but a goat?
Think more.
Or is it like the Wicker Man?
Yeah, I was going to
but
say
a goat?
think more of the Wicker Man, but with a big goat.
So do they strap a ceremonious Nick Cage to it and burn him?
Well, the thing is, it's not supposed to be burnt down, but everyone keeps setting on fire, and since December 2016, it's been damaged 37 times in arson attacks. But they keep persisting.
It persisted.
Oh, I've heard the story before. Yeah, they build a giant wicker goat, and it keeps being burned down, and they have to keep rebuilding it. So is it out all year then, or is it only out in the Christmas period? And somehow in the past 2 years, it's been attacked 37 times.
It's just for Advent, apparently.
How many times have they had to rebuild that goat?
Enough.
Like every day they come in for work and they're like, ugh, get the wicker. I'll get weaving.
You can burn me, but it won't bring back your damn gravel axe.
Oh wait, no.
Not the goats!
It says here,
Ah!
since its appearance in 1966, it's been burnt down most years.
Wait, 1966?
Yep.
They've been keeping it up for like over 50 years. That is tenacity, honestly.
To be fair,
I'm
that's
impressed.
a pretty recent tradition.
Oh wow, they've even got like a graph of all the years that it got burnt down and survived.
Wow.
Oh, one time it got smashed to pieces. The other time it collapsed. Someone stole it in 1972. It got hit by a car. Someone kicked it to pieces.
The great Christmas caper.
Does it have its dimensions on there? How did someone steal the giant wicker goat?
On December 1st, 1966, a 13-meter tall, 7-meter long...
13 meters tall, and it was stolen!
It weighed 3 tons.
Who stole that? How?
How does
That
one go
requires
about stealing a
construction
3-ton
equipment. You had to
head
move
goat?
in a crane to do that.
Maybe it's something really simple, like they just dismantled it in the night and ran away.
Yeah, it's been
Goats in the night.
it's been hit by cars. It's been kicked to pieces. Been set on fire. This goat's been through so much.
This is really brutal, dude.
Yeah.
Like, they need to stop being so cruel to goats in Sweden.
Because Finland is geographically right next to Sweden, they also have a goat thing.
Is yours Finland?
Yeah.
Okay.
Finnish
I mean,
goat.
I could talk about Malta and their crazy water-powered fucking nativity things. But
How do you water power a nativity, which is a sort of static thing?
it's like moving baby Jesus, and they like have him like motion like a robot, but it's water-powered.
Well, that's bizarre.
It wasn't enough for it to be like a what? But Santa is a huge deal in Finland because they believe that he's just up north, in Lapland.
Just up the road.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm just popping out, visit Santa.
You know how people are like, how does Santa visit so many houses each day? It's because, basically, in Finland, they believe that Santa will personally visit you. Not just, like, ditch your presents in the middle of the night. He will show up at your front door, hand-deliver them, and then leave. So... if he does, it says here on the website, if he doesn't get a chance to deliver the presents personally, he will often leave them under the Christmas tree, which is, In Finland, Santa might also be known as Joulupuki, but which means Christmas goat, and traditionally,
What? Christmas goat?
yeah,
Why?
it says traditionally there was a Yule goat who was scary and asked people for presents without giving any out. And over time, the goat became the gift giver, and then Santa took over gift-giving duties, but the name Christmas goat was still retained. So it's like he basically usurped the gift goat.
Don't look a gift goat in the mouth.
It's basically the same as the rest of the Santa mythology. It's like, he rides with reindeer and ditches coal underneath you if you're being bad. It just gives you a bag of coal, which in today's economy, not a bad resource.
He gives you a bag of Bitcoin.
Wow. Millionaires instantly overnight.
No, it's only like 0.00001 Bitcoin. But it's on like 1,000 PlayStation 2 memory cards.
Animals are given their own Christmas in Finland, with farmers sometimes hanging sheaves of wheat on trees to be eaten and pecked by birds. Nuts and pieces of suet are also hanging in bags from branches, so everybody gets fun on Christmas. Even the birds.
Aww.
Speaking of fun,
Uh-huh.
I got some bad Christmas jokes for y'all to enjoy.
Oh, bad Christmas. Oh, right. Are these like cracker jokes?
Yeah.
These like cracker jokes. Oh, nice.
Um,
Nice. You gotta love, just, pull in a cracker, you put on a stupid hat, and then you read a joke that isn't funny, and you probably
Yeah,
you
everyone-
might even have to Google it to
everyone
try and
frowns
figure out
at
what
you.
it is.
So it's my daily existence, but Christmas themed.
What does Santa suffer from when he gets stuck in a chimney?
Amnesia.
Alopecia.
Claustrophobia.
Oh,
I
I see
get
what he did there.
Next.
Ugh, that was terrible.
Why does Santa have 3 gardens?
Because he has 3 hoes. Ho, ho, ho. Something about that.
So he can ho ho ho.
Hey, I got it. Fraser, you got anything to talk about, bud?
Christmas themed. Not sure. I pretty much spoke my piece. I could research the water baby if you want.
The what now?
The water Jesus.
Water Jesus.
What? What are you? You mean the Maltese
Yes.
thing? Right. No.
No.
Fraser, I've got a special guest here.
Who is
He wants to talk to you.
the special
Hang on,
guest?
let me get him. Let me just get... Over here. Yes, come on. This way. Yeah, that's it. Come on. Hello? Fraser, is that you? It's me, Swedish Santa Claus. Have you been a good boy?
I think so.
Well, it says on this list that you have.
Oh, goody.
What would you like for Christmas? Bearing in mind it is 2 days from now, so I'm gonna need something small and easy to make.
Okay, I'm either gonna go with a pen or a Nintendo Switch.
A pen? Come on! What kind of Christmas present is a pen?
Make it the sweetest pen you can, Santa.
Oh, you want a fountain pen?
No, just a regular ballpoint, but make it glide across the paper.
A ballpoint pen? Wow, what an imagination on this kid.
Look.
Santa's voice has changed a bit, but whatever.
It's become more senile.
What? Who said that?
Look, Santa, you asked me. Don't give me sass.
So what else did you want other than a pen? I think I can do more than that.
A Nintendo Switch.
Well, you ain't getting one. Stocks are limited and those things are expensive. Now, Mr. Rodpert Miltrop, have you been a good boy?
I hope so.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, there's that one time, but we don't. I don't think.
You mean the time you travelled to Sweden and burnt a goat? They worked hard on that thing.
No.
I forgot about the straw goat for a second, so I thought that Rob just committed animal cruelty in a foreign country for the sake of it.
You were arrested for several months for animal cruelty. Yeah, what do you want for Christmas? I mean, what did you want for Christmas, young man?
The fucking peak audio must be off the scale.
It really is, trust me. I'll move away from the mic a bit.
Mr. Claus, Mr. Goat.
Yes. What? Oh yeah. Ah!
Fucking hell.
Come on, let me just be done with this bit.
Can I have an Xbox, please?
No.
Oh.
I said small and quick.
Like a pen?
Oh, for God's sake.
But one that's cooler than Fraser's pen.
Do you want a fountain pen?
Yeah, or like a quill, maybe. That'd be cool.
That's not a fountain pen. That's a quill. Okay, you can have that then.
Yay.
Ho, ho, ho. And that was Santa, everyone. Oh, he's gone. Bye, Santa. Ho, ho, ho.
What is the best Christmas present in the world?
What is the best Christmas present in the world, Rob?
A broken drum. You just can't beat it.
No, you can't do that.
Why?
You can't hit the drum. It's broken.
Oh yeah, good point.
Just cymbals. Just gotta get those hi-hats.
Rob, in your opinion, what is the best Christmas song?
Well, my favourite is Fairy Tale of New York.
Ah, good old bit of the Pogs.
Yeah. Wait, what?
Did somebody say porgs?
Oh, is that a segue, Fraser?
No.
It can be.
Santa wouldn't want it. Santa wouldn't want you mercilessly tearing shreds out of The Last Jedi.
Oh, no, go on. Let's do a quick talk. Right, everyone, quick back to your normal viewing.
Buckle in,
welcome to
kid.
The Idiocy and Mono podcast. We all watch Star Wars: The Last Jedi. Let's talk about it. We'll just do a 5-minute segment.
For
I'm
like
sure I won't
eternity.
lose my cool and talk about how much I hated it, or how much it was a terrible movie. No, we'll do a nice balanced review for all of our listeners. Rob, what did you think of the film, and what was your favourite and least favourite part?
Okay. I thought it was just sort of meh. Like, it wasn't amazing, it wasn't awful, it was just sort of, it was a thing. It had some funny bits, had some bits that didn't really make sense. The bit I didn't like was the bit
Spoilers.
when Leia gets blasted into space, and then uses her force powers to fly back into the
You mean
spaceship.
Leia Oregano.
Yeah, and no one ever talks about that ever again. Like, she's floating around all dead, and then just flies on
she
back
gets
in.
sucked out
like
into
Superman.
space, dies because it's space, and also she was forced out into space by the explosion of several anti-ship torpedo weapons. And then she just uses her force powers as an untrained Jedi who has only been shown before to be force sensitive, never liked to actually use the force really, and sucks herself back on board into the airlock.
Yep.
And then later is just walking round. It's like a day, less than a day later. It's just fine. She's walking around. She's good.
It's just fucking stupid. And my favourite part is probably the bit when Kylo uses like 4 AT-ATs to blast the shit out of Luke for about a solid 5 minutes.
That was a funny bit. Fraser, what was your favourite... Actually, what did you think of the movie, and what was your favourite and least favourite part?
I enjoyed the movie a lot, but I feel as though it is a flawed endeavour because it's not like any of the other Star Wars movies.
No, it's running away, the movie.
I mean, to be fair, so was Mad Max, but, because...
Yeah, but stuff actually happened in
I mean,
Max.
stuff happened in this one. It's just all inconsequential. My least favorite bit was also I'm not gonna mooch on your whole Leia flying back into the ship because that was the bit where I was like, oh, that's pretty stupid. But the bit where it's like, the whole manner in which Finn and Rose's story arc concludes is completely and utterly like a downer to me because it just means that the entire subsection of the movie which they went on is like doesn't mean anything anymore.
Well, no, I don't think she's dead, dude. I think she's
No, not that bit. The bit where the hackers all like, oh, I work for the other guy now. I stutter a lot.
Benicio del Toro.
Yeah, that's the one.
He was my favourite character.
He was a great character, but he was completely and utterly because of how it worked. It was basically an excuse for the First Order to notice the ships running away and for them to be like, kill them. Whereas in reality, it could have just as easily have been a guy looking out the window and gone like, "Hey, there's some ships over there," and they're like, "Kill them." And you could have cut a good 40 minutes out of the movie. If there was some other weight to it, then yeah, but no, that ultimately kills it. That whole bit, that whole scene. My favorite bit, my favorite bit of the movie, it has to be the bit where what's the name, General Hodor.
Hooks.
No, the rebellion captain, the lady who everyone thinks is a dick, but because of miscommunication.
Yeah, it's like Holdor or something.
Yeah. Where she fucking flies the ship into the mothership of the First Order, and it's the most. I swear to God, I just ejaculated right there and then. It was such a good piece of cinematography.
It was pretty good.
Because
it was very, very good.
You saw the build up, and you're like, oh boy, here it comes, and the movie knows that you're going to be there, like, oh boy, here it comes. So it just cuts all sound and just shows you something beautiful, and you're just there like, oh my God, and then everything kicks back in, and you're like, that was so fucking rad.
Does beg the question why they didn't do that with one of the little ships. But no, wait. We're being positive, okay? No, it's fine. Carry on.
I mean, yeah, but the thing is, like,
No, we're carrying on. It's fine. It's fine. Positive.
go on, Joe. Tell us your favorite and least favorite bit of
My
that.
thoughts of the movie was that it was not a very good film.
Right.
My favorite part of the film was, hang on. Oh yeah, my favorite part of the film was the whole sort of scene that kept getting expanded on, where Luke tells Rey that Kylo killed everyone and he's evil, and then Kylo tells Rey that no, Luke tried to kill me in my sleep, and then Luke reveals the actual truth that he considered it for a moment, and like for a moment what is probably like the dark side that sort of hangs over everyone tempted Luke, but then he changed his mind. But in doing so, he kind of forced Kylo onto his path. I thought that was a really cool scene, and the way they expanded on it was very interesting. I thought it was good to show, like, even Jedi as powerful as Luke and everything can be, they're not infallible.
I mean, just look at Mace Windu.
Exactly. Look at Mace Windu. What an example, Fraser. What? It's treason, then.
It's treason, then, is it?
Good.
My least favourite part of the movie, and there were a few of them, the Leia one was particular.
Was it the alien titties?
The alien titties, yes.
I saw you look. I kind of glanced over because I was like, oh man, this is bad, and then I glanced over to you, and I think you were visibly shaking your head and sighing and looking into your lap like, what am I watching?
I did that. I think during that scene, I actually turned to Rob and said, "Do you want to just leave now?" No, I think my least favourite scene was the whole bit on the casino planet felt very, like, unnecessary. It just felt a bit pointless.
Yeah.
Like, the weird chase through all the streets on a weird alien dog. Like, it just felt like, why are we doing this? Why are we watching this happen? What, is this actually necessary for the advancement of the plot? Also, I've just thought of one. My least favourite part was the fact that fucking intergalactic starships of the most powerful military fleet in the universe couldn't catch up to some rebel ships, but they were content to chase them for 18 hours. How did they catch up to them before? How, in the first Star Wars film, did the Star Destroyer catch up to Leia's ship using a tractor beam, if apparently stupid Star Destroyers are not fast enough to keep up with a ship that is only slightly smaller than them? Maybe if you didn't bring the giant flagship along that's 58 million kilometers wide, you could go a bit faster.
They probably had smaller ships.
They had so
on the
many
ship
things they could have done and
to
didn't.
go get.
But anyway, I'll ignore all that. I didn't like the film.
I think I realized the reason why you dislike the film as well.
Why is that, Fraser?
As I said, that movie is not like any of the original Star Wars movies, and from what basically, I've recently been doing some research on storytelling, and it isn't just the book of that I got the other week from that mangaka that I like, because I'm so weeby.
The author
this is Rob's secret voice.
This was like a month ago, but basically I learned that there were three basic types of story structure when you boil it down, and it comes down to the fact that the other 7 Star Wars movies are based around the whole inciting incident story method, where you follow the hero's journey and it's about something happening that makes everything different in the world, and then a group of people have to steadily figure out how to change it back to some variety of status quo that works for them. So, like, that's pretty much how Star Wars Episode 1 works. Sorry, not Episode 1, the first Star Wars, Episode 4. It's like, oh, I'm on a planet in the middle of nowhere. This is a desert. Oh shit! Now everything exploded. Better go and blow up some dudes. Yay! The bad guys are dead. Cut movie. Whereas this one is more of a character study movie in that it gives you a lot of scenes which flush out characters, but they don't overall add to any kind of remarkable story plot. So overall, I felt as though I understood the characters better, but it didn't change anything about how, how you might as well just be at the same point as at the end of Force Awakens, except now Luke is a heap of rags on a planet filled with porgs. It's like I understand.
I saw a good comment that said, because one thing that felt out of place to me is all the humour, and I know that there were funny bits and jokes in the original trilogy. We'll ignore the prequels, but like some of it felt so out of place. At the start, there's a whole bit where General Hux is called by Poe, and Poe just insults him for like 5 minutes of on-screen cinema, and just belittles him, because Hux is a comic relief character. Hux has no personality beyond, "Oh, I'm a loser." That's his whole personality. He could have been something cool. He isn't. He's a loser, and somehow he's in charge of the entire First Order. And it just felt really out of place. There's a bit later on where Poe is about to get in his X-Wing and charge off to go save the day, and then the hangar explodes, and he gets blown backwards, and everyone who was in the hangar about to take off dies. All of the ace pilots, basically all of the pilots, die. All of their droids and everything, and the people assisting them, and the engineers die. And it's turned into a comedy scene because BB-8 flies out the door and his head falls off, and then he magnetizes back on and he gives a little thumbs up with a lighter. And it's like, 400 people are dead. And it's like, yeah, it just felt out of place. It felt weird. It felt just strangely like Disney coming to whoever directed it or whatever and being like, "Hey, you got stuff for the kids in it, right?" And he's like, "Well, I wanted to make, quite a serious movie, actually, where we deal with but you put some jokes in with the little robot guy, right? He sells a lot of merch. Okay, we need more jokes in there."
Yeah, like the Force Awakens had like funny bits, but it didn't
to be
feel
fair,
they didn't
the funny
feel as
bits
shoehorned in.
Funny in the Force Awakens were not the best either. Like they could have cut down quite a few of them.
Yeah, but they didn't feel as
They didn't
jammed in
juxtaposition the death of 400 of the good guys. Like maybe if it had been a funny stormtrooper death, because there's been those before, and they're not too bad because they're the bad guys. But like the fact that it's the good guys dying and also it's just turned into a little joke is like.
Also, Phasma shows up only to do nothing
Phasma's
again.
Character is just
she's completely useless.
The argument which I've heard in favour of the belittling of General Hux is that we've had so many serious Nazi rip-offs in pop culture ever since the first Star Wars thing. To see one where it's like, yeah, you're a Nazi, fuck you, ha! It's just kind of like it's meant to be like.
It doesn't make sense.
Have
Hux have an aide who is an idiot and is made fun of at every bit. Like Hux will give an order and then his aide goes to tell everyone the order and trips over his cape and falls, and it's like tee hee. But Hux is a mastermind, or he's smart, or he's good at literally anything, because he isn't any of those things. And I don't read any of the books or the extended universe or anything like that, so I don't know about his backstory or how he got to where he is. But I mean, surely someone in charge of a massive military organization that controls half the galaxy should be a bit competent, even slightly competent, to have gotten where he is.
Because the idea behind Hux is that he's outdated as a character. Like, in the days of the Empire, he would have fitted right in, but because we got all this new stuff happening where you've got cocky Poe Damerons flying around who are willing to like risk their own neck, just kind of like toying with the guy so that they can buy up enough time to rocket speed through defenses or whatever, or with like with characters who are trying to be Darth Vader but they're not Darth Vader, so they're just very, very childish, or that type of stuff. It's like,
what's up, Rob?
Who hides in the bakery at Christmas?
For God's sake, who?
A mince spy.
That's a good one.
Sorry, Fraser, go on.
People who are trying to be Darth Vader.
Yeah, it's like Kylo. We all know that Kylo Ren is a child, and that in the first movie he's just like, I'm gonna be Kylo Ren, and then he wears that stupid mask. He's like, "Brr, brr, 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 brr." And then in the second one, he has that pivotal moment where he's like, I'm angry, so I'm gonna smash my helmet. But like, you know, in the face of it, could you be a strict general when your supreme commander is like man-child of the year? And he's just there like, I don't like people. I'm gonna kill everything. Oh, because like there was that bit where Hux is in the throne room looking at Snoke's weird limp corpse, and it's just there like, the Supreme Commander is dead, and he's like trying to be all serious and shit, and then man-child Ren just walks up to him and goes like, no, and then just force chokes him. And I'm like, yeah, that's about right. That's how that character interaction would go down.
No, I mean that the character interaction with Kylo Ren works. The bit I particularly like the bit where he puts his hand on the blaster is like when Kylo's unconscious, as if, oh, I'm gonna kill this guy, because I would.
Yeah.
I definitely would. But like, that doesn't mean he's a good character. Anyway, we've spent far too long on this. This has been a 20-minute discussion. It's Christmas.
No.
Yeah, I know, it's crazy, right? So you guys, just describe your perfect Christmas. Rob, what is your perfect Christmas?
Oh. Well, you get up early. Everyone gets up at the same
Christmas
time.
Day, this is, right? Yeah.
Yeah. We don't have one, but there'd be like a log fire already on by the time you get down.
Nice.
Everyone gets like a cup of tea or like a nice warm drink. We'll sit down, like open our presents together. Maybe have a little bit of breakfast afterwards.
Well, just a little bit. You
Just a
make
little
some
bit, 'cause,
breakfast
you know,
and you
you've
chop it
got
in
to-
half, and then throw half in the bin and eat the other half.
Throw
You've got
half
to,
on the
like,
fire.
warm your stomach up, but don't eat too much
Warm your
because
stomach.
you got to save room. Yeah, do your stretches. And then you spend the sort of morning putting whatever gifts you got away. Maybe like, depending on what you got, like fiddle with it or whatever.
Oh, you gotta do that. You gotta have a little fiddle.
Yeah.
Oh.
And then Christmas dinner. Obviously, you sit down with the family. Maybe have a bevy or like a drink. Watch a movie or something afterwards. Chill out with the family.
You're such a wholesome
Very
man, Rob.
exciting.
I was kind of expecting
Yeah.
like you were gonna go, well, I want to wake up early on Christmas morning, and I wanna pull 2 Christmas crackers onto my feet, and then I'll put my stocking on my head, and I'll go downstairs. There'll be a big bag of chestnuts on the fire, and I'll open them and pour them into my open mouth straight from the fire. And then I will walk into the fire and let them slowly consume me as I melt into ash.
Joe, speaking of chestnuts, what do you call a bunch of chess players bragging about their games in a hotel lobby?
I don't know. What do you call a bunch of chestnuts bragging about their games in a hotel lobby?
Chestnuts boasting in an open foyer.
Oh no. That really is a Christmas cracker joke.
I really like that.
Of course you do.
That's just that far flung. It's like, oh, of course that would be a terrible Christmas joke.
Yeah, there's a lot of setup to that one. So Fraser, your Christmas.
Yes.
Your perfect one. Your perfect Christmas.
Yes.
What do you think?
Well, you see, I wake up at 6, and then I pull 2 Christmas crackers onto my feet, and I put a stocking on my head.
I gotta leave that in now.
Yeah, no. Okay, basically, here's the deal. My ideal Christmas somehow goes like, I go downstairs and I'm all warm, either due to me bringing down my quilt with me, like my duvet, and wrapping up on a sofa as if I've slept there all night, or by some miracle remembering to put on my dressing gown, which I don't think I have anymore, thinking about it.
You say it like it's a difficult thing to do.
Well, I never wear it at the best of times, so, you know. Switch on TV, wait for parents to wake up inevitably for the next 3 hours, and just kind of stare at the Christmas tree being like, what the hell is it?
Longingly.
Yeah, just like, gimme, 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 gimme.
Fred, is this supposed to be
No,
a
that's-
perfect
no,
Or
Christmas,
is this
not
your actual
sad
Christmas? Because I can
reality?
do my actual Christmas
No,
too.
my actual Christmas is my perfect Christmas is my actual Christmas, but there's no arguments. So, so
Oh.
That one's bad.
so it's like you know, that happens. Everyone comes downstairs. We open up our presents, and then we use the Christmas paper to set a log fire, and then we have that happen throughout the day. And so we'll typically periodically just go out and we'll be like fetch more coal, and everything will be fine. We put on, like, inevitably one of us will end up with a film, and so we'll put that on, and so we'll watch that in the background. It'll typically be me and my brother because my mum and dad are in the kitchen sorting stuff out. Then my nan and granddad will show up, and it'll be fun, and we'll have pleasant conversation while drinking warm drinks in front of the fireplace. And then food happens, and food normally consists of soup and then meal and then a shitload of cake. So we eat our shitload of cake, and I'm content, and we watch more TV. The animals play, and everything's fun. No one's argued over the course of the day because something went wrong or because we didn't take into account someone's preferred tastes when it comes to food. And the presents which I've received are all stuff that I want, which I couldn't physically afford myself. There we go. That's my ideal Christmas.
I like it, man. My Christmas. What I do, I wake up at like 5:30, and I have to beat Fraser here. You see, I wake up at 4 in the morning, and I go downstairs at a crisp 3 a.m. And we have a log fire too, so I will first set that going. Even though apparently tomorrow, or no, on Christmas Day, it's gonna be like 9 degrees in England, or where we are at least.
Uh-oh.
So it's not gonna be cold at all. You could probably just go outside in jeans and t-shirt and only feel slightly chilly. But you know, whatever.
Nice toasty morning.
I get like a cup of coffee and I just sit there. I turn the radio on, no TV. I turn the radio on and just listen to some, early morning radio. I'll generally go on my phone and like send everyone a happy Christmas message and everything like that. Around like sort of 7, I mean my dad will show up at some point as well. But around sort of 7, 7:30, we'll go up and wake my mum up, wake my brother up, and we'll open all our stockings up there, and then we'll all come downstairs and just tear into the presents, like demolish them. By that time it's like 9 once we've finished opening all the presents and just sort of chilling, and we'll go have some breakfast. It's usually oatcakes and cheese every year. We have some delicious oatcakes, and then we'll just mess with presents until it's time for Christmas dinner. It'll be a big, gorgeous Christmas day. Every year, well, not every year, but nearly every year, we have venison, which is deer meat.
You're right, it is pretty expensive.
It basically tastes like beef, but it's just more expensive, slightly softer beef.
I've always thought it tasted a bit gamey.
No, it doesn't taste like a game.
You
It tastes like beef.
You can taste the community chest card.
Why Monopoly? Anyway, we'll have like a big Christmas dinner, and then basically everyone's like half asleep because they've eaten so much food they're passing out. And we'll just stick a crappy film on and mess with all of our like toys or whatever. It's pretty chill. It's a pretty chill day. None of us ever really leave the house on Christmas Day.
Once upon a time, we used to watch the Doctor Who episode.
Yeah, I used to as well, like 5 years ago.
Oh, dude, the episode where they have the sword fight over London.
Oh yeah, that was years and years ago. That was like 8 years ago.
That was like one of my favorite. That was one of my favorite ones, just because it had a sword fight and a regenerating hand, and I was just there like, that's dope. That's dope. I tried to stop myself from saying dank.
That's pretty dope.
Dork.
You're out here smoking the
Here
doikies.
we are we're smoking some doinks. Some sweet doinks in Amish.
Growing back our heads with the weeby jeebies.
In Amish.
What did Father Christmas do when he went speed dating? He pulled a cracker.
Oh, for God's sake. How many are in that list that you're looking at right now?
50.
Okay. Just rattle through like another 5 and we'll wrap this baby up.
Why did no one bid for Rudolph and Blitzen on eBay?
I don't know what, Rob. Why didn't they?
Because they were too dear.
We've already made that joke on the cast.
That's actually true. We just made that same joke.
No, not because they were too expensive, but because there was too dears.
Yes, Rob, we got it.
It's called wordplay, Rob. It means both.
It's a poon, or play on words.
No, it's two like
Yes.
the number like
Move on!
plural. How did Mary and Joseph know that Jesus was 7 pounds 6 ounces when he was born?
I don't know, Rob. How did they?
They had a weigh in a manger.
God damn.
That one's good. I like it. I like it a lot.
How do you know if Santa is really a werewolf?
Ow.
He has Santa Claus.
That was crap. Next.
Right, I don't get this one.
Okay,
Hold on,
go on.
where's it gone?
Read it out.
How does good King
Wenceslas.
Wenceslas like his pizzas?
Deep and crisp and even.
Yeah. How did you know?
Because it's a song.
Oh.
Good Kings Wenceslas looked out. That one.
Upon the feast of Stephen,
When the snow lay all about.
deep and crisp and even.
Yeah, that's how it goes, Rob. That wasn't a very good
Why?
joke, I have to say.
Why did the turkey join the band?
I don't know.
Because it had the drumsticks.
Because it wanted a good stuffing.
Go on, Rob. Right, okay. Last one. Find a good one.
Who is Santa's favourite singer?
I don't know. Who is it?
Elvis Presley.
That's the best you can
That's
do.
the best!
That's the best one on that list. Are you kidding me?
Oh, what do vampires sing on New Year's Eve?
I don't know.
Old Fang Sign.
Okay. And on that note, everybody,
Wait,
it's
no,
time for
wait,
us
no,
to
Joe,
wrap up.
Joe,
Now we're
Joe,
going.
Wait,
No,
Joe,
no more.
Knock, knock.
No, it's done.
Knock, knock.
Not. Who's there?
Arthur.
Arthur who?
Arthur, any mince pies left?
We'll see you all next year. We're going to start a new series of podcasts where we actually release semi-regularly. I know. It'll be a Christmas miracle. But we're going to actually attempt to keep up this year. So, from all of us here at Idiocy and Mono, Merry Christmas / Happy Holidays.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
I'm Chrysler.
Bye, everyone.
Goodbye.
Bye.